The management of Jagatjit Industries as well is joining us on the phone line. Hiral also joining in with us. We're speaking to Roshni Sana Jaiswal. Roshni, thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us. Stocks on a roll today. Shareholders liking the backing that you're getting and the support you're getting from KKR. Take us through that for your shareholders on what the plan is like with KKR and the details of it.
Manupriya, actually, I have to say that we are actively looking at a number of investors, but it is all too premature.
All right.
And there's absolutely nothing confirmed.
All right. So, okay. At this point, so let me take a step back then, Roshni, and say at Jagatjit, you're looking at about a rejig on the company, redoing the brands and redoing the company as a whole. What kind of investor interest are you looking at? What kind of amount of stake are you looking to pare down? What are you looking for in a strategic partner then?
Well, we are looking for funding, but we are looking at structured debt preferably. And as for the future plans for the company, well, we've got a number of expansion plans along with the fact that we have also, we've done a bit of a cleanup within the company this year. There's been an organizational restructure that we've actually done. The company seems to have taken a bit of a U-turn and we are on the way up. Some of our brands have been relaunched. Ice Vodka relaunched recently in January of this year. AC Black has been relaunched about 2 weeks ago as a new avatar. ACP, which is one of our iconic brands, is in the process of being relaunched in May of this year. Alongside the fact that we were very highly recognized by industry, Indie Spirit, which is the liquor trade, and Ice Vodka has won the best vodka in its segment award, and AC Black has also won an award for best packaging in its segment. So, a number of things planned for this future year. And I'm hoping that some of the funding that is going to come in is actually going to help us, push our brands out once again.
So Roshni, this is Hiral on this side. As you're saying that you are looking at a restructuring, you have started relaunching your brands. If you talk about the past dated sales number as well, there was a point in time where you did manage to hit a peak of almost 20 lakh cases and it did slow down to almost 7 lakh cases. So right now, if you go to see, what are the kind of sales numbers that you are working with?
Okay, so right now I would say we would, I don't know our final closing out, but I would say we are close to about 10 million cases this year. And I would say most of our iconic brand, which is ACP Aristocrat Premium Whiskey, would be at about 4.5 million. We would be estimating, because it has been completely repackaged and it's being relaunched in May this year, we would basically be looking at almost a 25% growth for that particular brand in this coming year.
Okay, so to look at growth levels of almost 25%, we already know that you have 4 facilities which are working, and you were planning to start another facility in Feb 2016. So if you could just give us an update on that as well, is that on track?
You're talking about manufacturing facilities?
That's right.
Yes, so that is on track. We are looking at another facility, and that facility it is one of our old factories which we are reactivating, which is in Goa. And it is very much on track. Of course, we have several tie-ups. I believe, I think with our partners, royalty and tie-ups, we would be almost pan-India in about 22 states.
All right. Roshni, before we let you go, I just want to get a sense of the regulatory systems from you. It's been a tough year for the alcohol industry, liquor industry across the board, with more states, putting more regulation on. How much has that impacted sales as well? And has the outlook gotten a little more tougher and cautious for the industry across the board?
So, Anupriya, as you know, this is very state controlled, and every state regulates it quite differently. So if I was just to cite the example of Bihar, there are new regulations coming in over there. So fortunately, unfortunately, at this point in time, we can't even comment to say whether it's going to really hurt us or help us, because country liquor is going out, but at the same time, they are also reducing the number of IMFL stores. It is, I think, a huge dichotomy with the government, because excise revenues is something you cannot survive without. And yet, there is the other side of it. So a bit too premature again to say, but later in the month of April, I think we'll get a good idea on, for example, like a state like Bihar, But like that, there is every single state which has a different regulation, which absolutely does impact us.